Welcome into 5 on your sideline. I am Corey Miller, and the time to ease into this new high school football season is over.
True.
It's week 3. We have some serious matchups out there tonight.
Couldn't set it better myself, Corey. I'm Annie Crawlin from the Metro East to the Metro Catholic Conference. There were some huge games all over the place. So, Corey, why don't you start us off as per usual?
Let's do it. This is one of the biggest
excited.
ones of the night, and this was a good one. SLU on the road at a sold-out to Sept, looking for a rivalry victory. Some hard running from the Junior Bills tonight. Jordan Taylor powers his way to the end zone with some help from his teammates. 7-0 SLU. Then, good luck tackling Kyron Lacey at quarterback.
My goodness.
At 6'2", 270, the big fella can sling it, and he's got some moves, too. Great run right there. That's good for a first down. Next up is the Mizzou commit, Keenan Harris. You may think he stopped, but he's not. Keeps pushing for another SLU touchdown. The Spartans would go on and get on the board at home thanks to this run coming up from Cam Sharp into the end zone. And the Michigan-bound big man Titan Davis would make a few nice plays in the backfield for DeSmet, but it was SLU's night on the road. They go into DeSmet and beat the Spartans 31-14.
Kirkwood welcoming Lafayette tonight, and this one would come down to the wire. Lancers are going to take to the air courtesy of Brady Mysek. He's going to connect with Tim Washington in the middle, smacked and brought down eventually, but likes moving the change even though he got the big hit. This time it's Cody Keene who's going to take this one all the way to the house. Nobody's going to touch him. Lancers strike first, 6-0. Then Kirkwood's going to decide to go very, very big. Jacob Eberhardt drags it down. Ends up dragging a few defenders as well to the sideline, finally stepping out of bounds inside the 30. And then it's time for Kirkwood to hear about it. Yeah, they're smacked. Then it's one of the best plays of the game. Travis Shores Jr. grabs this one, goes to the sideline, all the way up the left side, dodges everyone. No white jerseys in front of him. So Shores takes that one, tied up 7-7. Kirkwood gets back in it, but Lafayette pulled ahead in the fourth quarter, wins this one 35-28 just in the last few minutes.
Great game there. Great game here. The battle for Belleville. Altoff at Belleville East. East driving. Caden Wood to Kerry Willis. That's a great passing catch through the defenders. East would score on that drive. Altoff would answer. Logan Thompson comes on with a head of steam. Gets in the scoring range. Not quite in the end zone, but it's okay because of this next play that's coming. Crusader QB Jaden Ellington going to keep it himself and power through for 6 points of his own. Now, East has one of the strongest players in the area. He's a wrestling state champ, Jonathan Rulo, headed for Cincinnati for football. Gets a huge hit on that play. East stood strong as a team as well. They defend home turf in Belleville with a huge 31-17 win over Altoff.
Just down the road from Kirkwood, Vianney was hosting Francis Howell Central tonight. Spartans get things going. Handoff to Ashton Payton, cutting through traffic to midfield. Central first down. Then, starting off the second quarter, it's tight end Jack Brown Supermans his way into the end zone. The 6'5 junior strikes a post. Central goes up 6-0. Then, Vianney QB Sam Dean is going to answer, finding Noah Williams, takes the long way around to the sidelines. Almost ended up hitting my camera, which
Watch out, Annie.
We appreciate it. It's fine. Step back. Golden Griffins are going to get inside the 30. Then Dean again throws to Colin Gain. Ref says he breaks the plane, so that's a touchdown. Things get tied at 7, but ultimately Superman and his Spartans get the job done. Francis Howell Central wins this one tonight, 34-21.
Fun matchup here. Francis Howell on the road in the Lions' Den at Cardinal Ritter. First up, Manny Ellis decided he needed to get his cardio in tonight. He covers what feels like the entire field and makes what seems like the entire Vikings defense miss him as he finds his way in for a nearly 50-yard touchdown for Cardinal Ritter. I'm exhausted just watching that.
Did anyone even touch him?
Lions driving again, but Howell stood strong. This tackle right here from Brady Tanner was part of a turnover on downs. But Ritter had the firepower tonight. Rylan Moore to Elijah Lucas. That's a pretty touchdown. And guess what? That connection was so good, they just decided to do it again, this time from long range. Another TD for Lucas as the Lions go on to pounce all over Francis Howell tonight.
And this was a cross-river matchup. St. Mary's was on the road at O'Fallon. Panthers up first. Nice pass to Almanzo Jackson. Weaves his way into the end zone. A little bit of a shove for an O'Fallon touchdown. Fans got to love that one. How about a little bit of trickery here, though? O'Fallon is going to pull out the fake extra point. And Cash Brown cashes in, taking the 2-point conversion all the way to the bank.
I see what you did.
You know what, Corey? We tried. The Dragons were strong on the road, though. Kingston Miles takes this one in for a St. Mary's touchdown as the Dragons top O'Fallon 33-21.
Tackle Hunger 4, sponsored by Neighbors Credit Union, your neighbor for life.
It's another Tackle Hunger Friday night, and for week 3, we had 3 schools in the mix: Lindbergh, Ladue, and Visitation Academy. It's always the more the merrier here to help tackle hunger. The students at Lindbergh were out in force to help tackle hunger this week. They had those blue bins out. We're filling them with all sorts of non-perishable items for Operation Food Search. And this was an opportunity these kids took seriously.
I think it's really important for students like us to collect food like this because there's a lot of people out there that don't really have the capabilities to be able to purchase stuff like this, and having students like us being able to purchase them for them really makes a big impact on our community, and that's a big thing here at Lindbergh, that we really care about our community.
All right, here is the final tally. Lindbergh was able to get the edge in week 3. However, look at the showing from Visitation, who wanted to be included in Tackle Hunger. They might not have a football team on the field to battle, but they sure showed up to help tackle hunger. A big thanks to all the schools who participated. Hey, let's go to the game between Ladue and Lindbergh. The Flyers led 3-0 in the second quarter. Carter Holmes is going to pick this one off, and guess what? There he goes, 65 yards. All the way for the score and a 10-0 lead for the Lindbergh Flyers. Less than 30 seconds now in the half. Watch Ladue's Joshua Wesley finding a lane. That's good for a 6-yard touchdown. 10-7 at halftime. Fourth quarter now. Lindbergh hoping to put this one away, but Ladue's Emmett McIntosh intercepts the pass to put those thoughts to bed. Next play, Jack Hensley going to find Maddox Wolf. He gets through the defense. This is going to be a 48-yard touchdown as Ladue goes on the road and wins 14-10.
How about a welcome back to Brendan Donovan. Donnie was back in the lineup for the Cardinals tonight against the Brewers after missing a month. Bad luck for Andre Palante early. Jordan Walker sends this ball home. It goes off the runner and lets Milwaukee score another run. That made it 3-0. Cardinals did get on the board eventually thanks to a triple from Alec Burleson off the top of the wall, but that wouldn't be close to enough. Brewers end up winning tonight 8-2 to build on their MLB best record. And there was a ranked college soccer battle on the pitch tonight in St. Louis. We're talking Billiken soccer after the break.
Let's head to Herman Stadium on the campus of St. Louis University. The number 24 Billikens hosting the number 9 Portland Pilots in a ranked NCAA soccer matchup. This was a battle all night long. Looks like SLU can beat the Portland keeper, but just high. On the other side, Jeremy Avenell is one of the best keepers in the country for SLU. He cleans that one up for the Billikens. Nobody could crack the scoreboard tonight. SLU ties number 9 Portland 0-0.
And in the land of Lincoln, the Fighting Illini continue to reign supreme. They're hosting Western Michigan University tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. It was back in 2016, the last time we had this matchup. That game in the first season of the Lovie-Smith era didn't end well, but current head coach Brett Bielema already has 2 wins this season under his belt. Illinois is ranked at number 9. It's their highest AP spot since 2001. When it came to fall camp, some serious development was happening on the offensive line, including at right guard, thanks in part to East St. Louis grad Brandon Henderson, the 335-pound junior, having impressive awareness and speed against Duke last week in the eyes of his head coach.
I said to Brandon, I said, like, hey, man, like, you literally have as good a talent as any player I've had at that position. It's just you got to decide when you want to use it and maximize it. And I thought last week was a little bit of a good step in the right direction. It was a hot game, and he's a big boy, right? Like, I think he really just needed to have that transition from adolescence to adulthood, and hopefully that kind of happened.
Mizzou is in action tomorrow as well against Louisiana. A programming note, the game is now at noon, moved up from a 3 o'clock kickoff due to excessive heat. The Tigers are coming off an exhilarating rivalry win over Kansas, but don't count Eli Drinkwitz as impressed with his squad quite yet.
Defensively, I mean, we held them to 3 yards rushing. I mean, I don't know if I've ever been a part of a game where we outrushed somebody by 258 yards and it was that close of a football game. But that was because, again, self-inflicted wounds, not able to affect the quarterback in the pocket, not able to cover in zone cover, not being able to, finish in the fourth quarter, not be able to finish at the start of the second half. So they've gotten plenty of praise. They've gotten plenty of praise. At the end of the day, there's a lot of things we got to get better at.
hockey to cool us down. The Blues prospects were in action in the annual showcase up in Minnesota tonight, and it took less than 4 minutes for the Blues top prospect to light the lamp. Dalibor Dvorsky scores. Get used to that, folks. Later in the first period, Adam Juracek, the team's big first-round pick on defense in 2024, rifles one in. 2-0 Blues. With time winding down on the third, tied at 4, this year's first-round pick, Justin Carbonneau, announces his presence. He scores, and the Blues prospects go on to win 6-4.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
City SC will be all the way up in Canada tomorrow for their game against CF Montreal. Kickoff is at 6:30 p.m. It's the first meeting this season for the two teams. St. Louis is desperately trying to snap a 9-game road losing streak, which is part of the reason why interim head coach David Critchley said he's not scared to mix up the roster more than usual just to see if something sticks.
What is the best based on all the situations, Montreal shape, all these details that I think I've discussed a few times before. So you have to do both. You can't just train well on the weekend, not perform on the weekend and expect to play. And you can't just play well on the weekend and not show up in training and expect to get the spot next week. So it is a balancing act.
Big lineup for Sports Plus coming up on Sunday night. John Kelly talks about his Blues departure and new job with the LA Kings. Worldwide technology founder Dave Stewart stops by. And we hear from breakout Mizzou receiver Kevin Coleman. That's Sunday night right here on 5 on Your Side. That'll do it for 5 on Your Sideline tonight. For Annie Kroll, I am Corey Miller. Have a great night, St. Louis.